Hello, I'm Seafood Source Editor Sean Murphy coming to you again from Paris. We're covering the Global Aquaculture Alliance's GOAL2013 conference. And I'm here with Antoine Hubert, who is he's the president of Insect, which is based in where?
In Paris.
In Paris,
yeah.
based here in Paris. Okay,
Yeah.
So you didn't have to travel very far.
Not very far.
Not very far.
Not very far.
We're here to talk about, again, talking about alternative proteins for fish feed and fish meal, alternatives to the traditional fish meal and fish oil. There's been a lot of talk lately over the past couple of years about a need for those kinds of new and different types of proteins. First of all, Antoine, why now? Why is it so important now to discuss these?
I think it's the conjunction of two things. The increase, the demand is really getting higher and higher, and the prices of fish meal is still increasing, and FAO says about 2,000 euros in 2020, so the increase is really high. In the same time, FAO again published 2 or 3 reports since 4 years about insect production, because they had some plans in Southeast Asia to develop the insect industry, but first on food, really for food for human people. And then they thought, why not using insects to recycle byproducts and some bio-waste to make more proteins and to produce it for feed as well. So it's really a recent topic. Thanks to FAO and thanks to new startups like us who develop new technologies, new engineering stuff to make profitable meal, because today it's just too expensive still.
Yeah, and you're mentioning the name of your company suggests what you guys are actually suggesting feeding the fish with.
Yeah.
That's a bit unusual too, because even though they've been talking about alternative proteins, a lot of companies, we were talking to Eric Leroy the other day, talking about plant-based proteins that may be used, but you're suggesting something entirely different. Tell us about what your company is producing.
Yeah, the insect company produce a new kind of alternative, which is insect meals. So insects, it's the biggest biodiversity in the world. I mean, except bacteria, it's even more than all the plants, all the fungi, all other animals. It's the first biodiversity. So it's a huge importance in the natural ecosystem, but in the industrial ecosystem, you don't find them at all. And they are pretty much used for other animal feed, like in the nature, you feed the fish, the birds are feeding partly with insects. Mm-hmm. So our idea is let's do it like in the nature and provide some insect meal for trouts, for poultry, and for pork, for example.
So in the natural world, fish are feeding on insects. Well, if you're going to be culturing fish, why not culture insects to feed them? That's basically your attitude.
Yeah, it's the idea is to produce insects, and just not to provide a full meal to 100% insect meal for fish. It's just to go to the naturality. A trout is eating maybe 10 to 20% in the nature of insects. It could be this kind of total incorporation rate we are aiming at.
And what's been the reaction from the industry? Has it been a difficult sell to come to them with this somewhat unusual approach to alternative proteins?
No, I think the industry is pretty much ready for that, and they even ask for this kind of material, even naming like insects or worms as a potential supply for them, all the feed producers. I think through the FAO work as well, they had some awareness about that, and they are pretty much ready and really interesting when they see the nutritional composition of insects. It's actually pretty much very close to fish meal, except the oil part with the omega-3, which is not as interesting as the fish, but all the amino acid profile and the total protein content is very interesting, and so they're really willing to follow the process of the insect industry and are just waiting for affordable price now.
Okay. Well, interesting, Antoine Hubert. Good luck with your venture, and we'll see if this trend takes off.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. See you
and
soon.
And we'll keep watching seafoodsource.com all week for more coverage and more video coverage of GOAL2013.